so the next thing I'd like to show you is this thing called the Search Transaction with DIY Charts, which is found under Tools. Click here, and you can come to this page itself, where we like to call it the caveats page, where you can know all the information of recent transactions that's happened for the private apartment, condo, landed properties, ECs, commercial and industrial, or for the HDB. I'll just give you an example of the private sector. Well, if you are using the caveats page itself, what you like to know from our search transaction DIY charts is that you like to know what are the projects that I can enter in right now to get back more sellers, to get back more listings from this project itself. And to do that, you need to know, basically there's about 3,900 over projects in Singapore, close to 4,000. And no matter how super an agent you are, you can't actually know all the project names itself. That's where this tool comes in very handy. So let's say, take for example, I'm looking at this project, and I don't know whether this project itself, if I step into it right now, it will be a good opportunity for me. Be it there'll be a number of sellers in ratio to the number of units that's available, on and on. So I'll always like to think about my return on investment if I walk in there and get a listing, or lucky enough get a seller from there. But the most important thing is that I cannot search for anything that's happened within the past 48 months, because this tool helps you search through all the seller stamp duty expiration dates. That's right, the SSD dates. Once it expires, this tool itself will help you find which are the units within that project that I can target on. So let's say 48 months ago from this date itself in 2011, which is 4 years back, I'll search on 2011. And let's say I'm quite interested in the project, The Peak, for example. I'll just need to type it under the project name here, The Peak at Belmac. Okay, I don't need to do any more district, but you could write in the district if you like. Street name, address, up to you. It prompts itself out. Next, you can actually have the tenure, property type, on, and as well as the size range. But let me take a look at what happened, what is the sales that's been going on in The Peak at Belmac for 2011 till now, and see what's the opportunities for me as an agent to step in right now. All I need to do is do a search here. I'll have all the reports that comes up from here. Over here is the chart that I can actually embed on my own website. Yes, you can embed this into your own website to let people know more about. If you are a project specialist on this project itself, you'd like to take this chart and put it on your website, we can do that for you too. Next, of course, you can see that this is the average PSF for the peak and the sales volume that's been happening so far. And these are all the caveats that are coming in. For the Belmac here, The Peak at Belmac, the condo, the freehold, as well as the unit number and the address, the purchasing date, which is on 22nd of November 2014, the SSD countdown. Yes, this is a countdown. So it does not state that he has 10 months left before he can sell. That's true. Okay, this is basically 38 months left before he can sell, because it's in 2014. So the price that he paid for, 3.35 million, as well as he counts for a private address. But of course, we at PropQuest will not ask you to subscribe for 4 years or 48 months before you could actually use this data to your advantage. What we have here is a sort button by the top here on the right hand side. All you need to do is sort it any way you choose, or just click near end of SSD. And our statistics will sort itself out, and we'll showcase to you all the potential sellers that's inside The Peak at Belmac. So you'll find out that in unit number 0414 of 9 Belmac Hill, bought this unit on the 13th of June 2011, and has already expired his SSD as of 3 months ago, because it's in June. And you can see that the price that he paid for was 2.2 million, and it came from HDB address. So over here, you can actually figure out yourself what's the size range per square feet of the place itself, and how many individual private properties do they hold. So for example, a HDB here, some agents would like to think that, oh, this is more of an upgrade. But you know that there's a number of HDB owners currently that still holds a number of private properties. So you could actually still approach this person to see whether they're interested to sell. Now the next thing here is that, let's say 0418, bought in 13th of June, same size, but bought at a cheaper PSF. It could buy at 2 million, has another private address here. And that's an option for you to approach this customer first, because based on what you have seen so far, the stats that you can see here. But I'm not talking about 1 or 2 opportunities here. what I'm talking about is your percentage ratio that if you step into this project right now, I can get back more. Return of my ROI is higher. So you can see here, there's a number of units that's already expired in the SSD. Basically, some that are 3 months ago, 2 months ago, 2 months ago, all the way to 1 month ago, and ended just recently, this month itself. So knowing about this first gives you the first mover advantage.